So in today's adventure, we are going to go for a ride on my 2023 Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. I've stated the perfect adventure bike, but today we're just going to hate on it. I'm going to give you the 5 things I absolutely hate. I don't know, absolutely hate might be kind of rough. Just 5 things I don't like about this bike. So let me start right there even. That might have been too rough as well, because just cutting to the point, and if you watched my review of this motorcycle, I absolutely love it. It is such a great machine. Highly recommend it. It's phenomenal. And again, the things I'm going to mention here could be nitpicky to some people, you know, but again, they're just, no motorcycle's perfect. And I'm going to bring that to you as an honest owner's opinion. And the number one area I got to start with, which again could be nitpicky, is it's expensive. It's an expensive motorcycle, and that's me just straight up complaining, right? But it's not really that. It's like when you compare the price of this to, say, the Africa Twin Adventure Sport, electronic suspension, so on and so forth. Now you can flip that around. This one's got tire pressure monitor system. It's got a heated seat. So again, it's kind of trade-offs here and there. Smaller engine, bigger engine, yada, yada, yada. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can take that. This is a very premium machine, but yes, it's an expensive bike. But of course, you got the regular rally mode you can pick as well, which I would recommend you just go with the Rally Pro. But let's just get that little nitpicky out of the way. And I want to get to one really big complaint. And this is probably my biggest complaint. So as we were just riding, we came to this little dirt road here. It's not a long stent. It's a really short stented dirt road, actually. Well, right down here is my ride modes, right? And I talked about this in my review. Here's your modes, which you can change. You can't go to off-road, off-road pro, or rider, which are my 3 off-road modes, where I adjust my traction control and my ABS, mainly the traction control, right? You can adjust into, I believe it's rain and road while you're riding, but none of your off-road. And I'm sure it's a safety thing, right? As far as, you know, traction control turning off, or ABS, so on and so forth. But that is a big pain, especially for us when we want to go off-road. So now that I got into my mode, I can get here, and I keep my traction control on off-road mode just to get a little bit. You know, it's just kind of nice to have that. I kind of like those things to just help me out a little bit here and there. If I get in a sticky situation, then I'll turn it all off. But for the majority of the time, I like it like that. So, and again, with me being like a 70-30 rider, coming to these short dirt roads like this, it's kind of nice to be able to instantly just switch over, right? That is just, gosh, I wish Triumph could do an update. I don't know if they could, but that is a big stinker, especially on an adventure motorcycle. I hope that gets fixed one day. And see right here, already at the end of the road. And let's see if it will let me go into, so I'm in rider mode right now. We're going to do this together. No, it wouldn't even let me move at all. Okay, so I'm in rider and I can't budge one bit. Okay. Yeah, so watch. Now we got to come to a complete stop. Get into neutral. Have a second. And now I got to go into here. I'm going to go back to road. And then you can switch. Golly, that really stinks. So number 3 complaint about this bike, and I know I beat this with the dead horse, and it's really not the bike. It's kind of, again, how the bike comes. That is the stock tires that come on this bike. It's a joke. It really makes me question what the heck were they thinking. You know what I mean? They're definitely road oriented, you know. It's something I recommend you change ASAP. Wow, it really makes me question what the heck were they thinking. Y'all know I went to the Bridgestone Battle Axe, which may be a little more aggressive than some people, but they're so good on the road. The lifespan's horrible. We all know that. But maybe Scorpion, the Pirelli Scorpions would be a good option. Something other than the stock tires. The stock tires they're horrible off-road. They're pretty darn good on-road. You definitely feel that grip and that stick since you got a lot of contact point. But when you get off-road, it's just, man, you're just, even other than the basic wishy-washy on gravel, you just feel it in the turns. It's like the bike's coming out from underneath you. Now, number 4, and this is one I knew before, again, getting into the bike, which, again, you're catching a lot easier, like, nitpicky, right? The bike is so dang good. These complaints are like, I don't want to say ones you got to dig for, but they're minimal. They're ones we know, right? That really don't apply to the bike, per se. But number 4 is one that kind of eats at me a little bit, and that is just the dealer network. Around my location, the closest dealer is an hour and a half away, and it's actually in New Orleans, Louisiana, out of all places, and it's smack dab in the middle of the city. Awesome dealer, love the people there, love the dealership. It's clean, it's just a great place to visit, but I don't like going to New Orleans. I don't like going smack dab in the middle of the city. And if I got to do service, well, I got to ride an hour and a half away. You got a Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, whatever. They're everywhere. Now, I'm really trying to dig for number 5. I honestly had to stop recording and kind of think about it for a bit. Let's go on and take this here. This is, I can't go on about this one enough, guys. Like, having to stop to switch modes, oh my gosh, it drives me absolutely nuts. But anyways, I seriously had to stop and think about number 5. And again, I'm digging because this bike is so darn good. But I did come up with some. And what I came up with was some of the controls or holdbacks within the tech or the screen. And I'm going to roll right off of the service I was just talking about. I haven't experienced this. Let me put my mask up. I'm starting to fog up. Sorry about any wind noise. But I hear when you get to your service intervals, whether it be the first 600 or I think 6,000, something like that, the light will come on, and the only way to get that removed is at the dealer. They have to go in there and turn off the light. Now, you can buy one of the, I don't know what they call them, like a taser, whatever little thing to go in there and program it yourself. I believe you need a Google phone or something. I use iPhone, so when I get to that point, I'll try it. Luckily, my dealer put in my first service at 6,000 because I had to go all the way up to Atlanta to buy this bike. So very cool of them to do that for me. But I haven't experienced that yet. That's something I've been reading. So again, I'll touch on that when I get to it. But that is, again, a stinker because I'm not going to drive an hour and a half to get someone to change it because of oil change, So, and the other thing going along with that is talking about, like, when I go and cycle through my menus here, if I get to number 1, calls that we just passed. I haven't dabbled with the GoPro yet, but music, that works perfectly fine. But when I go over here to adjust my volume, because you got to go headset, kind of like the Africa Twin, but this is definitely much more smooth. You go from headset to bike to phone, whichever way, you know what I mean? We got out there some horse. Oh yeah, they got some people, little horse meeting. They got that horse trail out here. These horse trails look so good. They're so tempting. Of course, I won't, right? I follow the rules, but the horse trails out here look so nice to ride on. Oof, it'd be so fun. But again, not being able to control everything with me using a Cardo right here. Apparently what I've read, again, so as you're seeing, I'm digging here, right? These are things I've read, but it works perfect with Senna. And I had the Triumph Senna when I bought the bike because you got the $600 or whatever of free promo gear. But I've used Cardo. I got Cardo on multiple helmets. I just take the device, plug it in. So I was like, no, I'm sticking with Cardo, But it doesn't, I can't adjust my volume with this. And then when I get a call, it automatically hangs it up whenever I get a call on this here. Again, I don't know if that's a Senna or Cardo thing. I haven't read about that. But my experience, like whenever I get a call, just boop, it just beeps in the ear, it hangs up. And whoever's calling me says, no, it went straight to voicemail. I'm sure that's the same situation here. Not sure why that's happening, but again, it's just a stinker. There's almost like, it feels like they got a couple of blocks in there to kind of control it to what they want. Hey, they got a partnership with Senna, something like that. Hey, they're holding you back from making you go to the dealer, That kind of stuff just irks me when they kind of hold things back like that from the owner of the product, the motorcycle. I don't like that stuff. Hold on, there's one more thing, and this is true. I've read about it so much online, I say, y'all gotta be kidding. That can't be actually happening. My speedometer is 5 miles off. Lower, 5 miles lower, and I tested this with my wife in the car, up to other traffic, all sorts of stuff on my phone, and every single time it is spot on 5 miles slower than it actually is. I don't know how to get that fixed, but that's just weird. Like, I've heard of motorcycles having that, but I've never experienced it, and I've done all sorts of testing, again, up to my wife's car, my phone, all sorts of stuff, and yes, it is actually 5 miles slower than the actual speed. But at the end of the day, as you're seeing throughout this video, I mean, I'm nitpicking. Like, I mean, heck, the price, we all know how much the motorcycle cost, right? Everything's too expensive these days, you know what I mean? But I can't say it enough. I know I feel like, you know, or sound like I fanboy this motorcycle, this, that, and the other, but with me doing a lot of road, loving off-road, adventurous off-roading, you know, I like riding my motorcycle. I hate trailering my motorcycle. This is that sweet spot, you know. I've gotten into some sticky situations off-road. I rode the Smoky Mountain 500. I rode 9 hours of highway. This motorcycle is a joy. It's an absolute premium machine that you want to get on and ride every day. And that's exactly how I feel every time I get out to the garage and look at it. Every time I swing a leg over it, every time I come out of a store or go to a group ride, I am happy to be on this motorcycle. So there we go. My 5 complaints, my nitpicks, things I don't like about my Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. So minor, so nitpicky, as you caught through here and as you're catching throughout my videos. This motorcycle is phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and I truly, highly recommend you guys to go swing a leg over this. No sponsor, no affiliate with Triumph or anything like that. I bought this with my own cash, traded in my dream bike. Well, I went to the KTM and then to this, but whatever, you know. This motorcycle is phenomenal, and if you're looking at the Africa Twin or any other bigger adventure bikes, trust me and go swing a leg over this. This is going to get you everywhere and let you do everything you want to do. It's manageable, it's flickable, it's capable. It is such a premium, well put together, great machine, even with those minor complaints I have right there. So all in all, I hope this video helped you out. I hope you enjoyed our little ride and our little conversation. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next adventure. Bye now.